The aviation and entertainment worlds collided in absolute spectacle yesterday, when Chengdu Airport experienced unprecedented fan gathering and congestion, as thousands of Lu Yuning and Zhao Lusi supporters apparently coordinated to be present at the airport simultaneously to greet the performers, with the sheer volume of fans apparently creating logistical challenges that airport authorities had to actively manage while both performers generously invested extended time in acknowledging, greeting, and interacting with the overwhelming crowd despite the obvious operational complications their presence was creating. The footage that has now been viewed over 4 billion times shows Chengdu Airport's terminal building completely transformed from normal orderly airport environment into vibrant festival-like atmosphere with thousands of fans screaming, crying, holding signs, waving light sticks in coordinated displays, and creating wall of human passion and dedication that made normal airport operations nearly impossible to maintain, while both performers moved through the crowd attempting to acknowledge as many supporters as possible despite the physical and logistical impossibility of personally greeting everyone present. Why would Lu Yuning and Zhao Lusi's appearance at Chengdu Airport trigger such overwhelming fan response that thousands apparently coordinated to gather at the facility? And what does the intensity and organization of the fan gathering reveal about the passionate, devoted nature of their supporter communities? According to various accounts from fans, social media coordination records, and airport observers, the gathering apparently represented either spontaneous massive response to news that both performers would be at the airport, or coordinated fan club effort to create spectacular welcoming or farewell moment for the celebrities, with multiple fan communities apparently combining their efforts to ensure maximum presence, and to create the kind of overwhelming show of support that would be memorable for both the performers and for the fans themselves. The specific organization required to assemble and coordinate thousands of people at the same location at the same time demonstrates remarkable dedication and organizational capacity within fan communities, with fans apparently using social media, messaging apps, and fan club channels to communicate arrival times, meeting locations, and choreographed displays that would create most impactful visual and emotional presentation of their collective support. The decision to gather at Chengdu Airport rather than at venues more typically associated with organized fan events suggests fans recognize that spontaneous authentic airport moment would feel more special and more meaningful than planned orchestrated fan meeting, with the casualness of airport setting paradoxically creating more emotionally resonant experience than formal staged fan service events. The detail that has airport authorities expressing both exasperation and appreciation is that Lu Yuning and Zhao Lusi apparently refused to rush through the airport or to minimize their interaction with fans despite the obvious complications their extended presence was creating for airport operations, instead investing substantial time in attempting to greet and acknowledge individual supporters despite the physical impossibility of meaningful interaction with thousands of people simultaneously gathered in relatively confined terminal space. The specific quality of their response to the overwhelming fan presence, with visible genuine appreciation for the turnout and apparent commitment to honoring the fans' effort and dedication by taking time to acknowledge them despite operational pressures, created powerful demonstration of how much they value their supporters and how much they understand that fan relationships form foundation of their success and career longevity. The willingness to be present with fans even when doing so created complications and disruptions for normal airport functions demonstrates priorities that prioritize human connection and fan appreciation over convenience and efficiency, with both performers apparently understanding that such moments of genuine connection are worth the logistical complications they might create. The Chengdu Airport facility where this unprecedented fan gathering and airport-wide chaos occurred is one of China's major aviation hubs, serving substantial passenger volume daily, with carefully managed operations designed to move thousands of travelers efficiently through arrivals, departures, and connecting areas. The introduction of thousands of additional unscheduled gatherers beyond normal passenger traffic apparently created considerable strain on airport systems and on security personnel tasked with maintaining order and safety, while accommodating unprecedented influx of people gathered for purposes beyond typical airport use. The specific airport areas apparently most affected by the fan gathering were the arrivals and departures terminals, where both performers were apparently either arriving or departing, with the concentration of fans in these high-traffic areas apparently creating bottlenecks and congestion that forced airport authorities to temporarily adjust normal procedures and to deploy additional security and crowd management personnel to maintain safety, while allowing the fan interaction moment to occur. The challenge of balancing normal airport operations with accommodation of spontaneous massive fan gathering represented unprecedented logistical puzzle that required real-time decision-making and flexible response to evolving situation. The fan community coordination that apparently created the massive Chengdu Airport gathering apparently involved advanced communication and planning through social media and fan club channels, with reports suggesting multiple fan groups coordinated their efforts and apparently designated individuals to organize choreography, signage creation, and coordinated activities that would create most impactful presentation of their collective support. The sophistication of fan organization and the apparent success in assembling thousands of people at the same location at the same time demonstrates organizational capacity and dedication that rivals professional event planning in some respects. The light stick displays that apparently filled portions of Chengdu Airport with coordinated colored lighting apparently represented significant preparation and coordination, with fans apparently obtaining and coordinating the specific light stick colors associated with Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi's fan communities, to create visual displays visible from distance that communicated the presence and passion of their support base. The transformation of airport terminal into sea of coordinated colored lighting created atmosphere more reminiscent of concert venue than commercial airport, demonstrating how fan creativity and coordination can fundamentally transform the character and feeling of public spaces. The signs and banners visible in footage apparently included expressions of love and support, congratulations for professional achievements, encouragement for upcoming projects, and various creative displays designed to communicate fan devotion while creating memorable visual content for social media documentation and sharing. The evident effort that went into sign creation and message composition suggests fans understood their gathering was significant moment worthy of careful preparation and presentation despite the spontaneous seeming nature of the airport gathering. The screaming and vocal expressions of support from the massive fan crowd apparently reached such volume that normal airport announcements and background noise were nearly drowned out, with the sustained intensity of fan vocalization demonstrating the emotional energy and passion that the gathering generated. The specific quality of the crowd noise, described as emotional outpouring rather than just excited screaming, suggests fans experience gathering as meaningful moment of collective expression rather than just as opportunity to see their favorite performers. Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi's specific response to encountering the overwhelming fan gathering apparently involved initial apparent shock at the scale of the crowd, followed by visible appreciation and genuine emotion as they recognized the extent of their supporters' dedication and the effort that had gone into assembling and coordinating the massive gathering. The progression visible in their expressions as they processed the magnitude of fan presence and understood what it represented in terms of their impact on supporters' lives apparently moved both performers emotionally. The physical movement of both performers through the crowd apparently involved security personnel, creating protective barriers, and attempting to facilitate safe passage, while allowing for as much fan interaction as possible, with the balance between security requirements and fan access, creating continuous tension between protecting performers from potential hazards, while honoring fans' desires for direct connection and acknowledgement. The reports of both performers stopping repeatedly to speak with individual fans, to accept gifts or flowers when offered, and to pose for photos with supporters suggests they prioritized fan connection over efficient transit through the airport. The specific duration of their presence in the airport apparently extended well beyond what would normally be required for check-in or arrival processing, with both performers apparently committing substantial time to the fan interaction despite obvious pressures to move along and to clear the congested terminal areas. The willingness to spend hours greeting fans rather than efficiently managing airport transit demonstrates how much both valued the opportunity to acknowledge and appreciate their supporters despite the complications this created for normal airport operations. The airport authority response to the unprecedented fan gathering apparently involved initial attempts to manage and disperse the crowds, followed by apparent decision to accommodate the gathering to reasonable degree while maintaining safety and essential operations. The eventual approach apparently represented compromise between allowing meaningful fan interaction moment while still protecting airport operations and passenger safety,